The search was on for the elusive fall color of Southern California in Big Bear, Lake Arrowhead, and Crestline. And I share some history along the way. You just might fall in love. I drove up those dark, windy mountain roads at night to get to the Big Bear Solar Observatory at dawn. The observatory was built by the California Institute of Technology in 1969 and was transferred to the New Jersey Institute of Technology in 1997. The historical marker claims it is the world's largest aperture and highest resolution solar telescope. The observatory helps predict solar flares and solar ejections. And getting there at dawn definitely paid off. I was stunned by how beautiful and relaxing it was. The area where the Big Bear Solar Observatory sits is also known to be a good stargazing spot, and there is an RV resort nearby. And with that, please enjoy some more of my drone video before we move on. The observatory used to be surrounded by more water, but thanks to global warming and dropping water levels, now the land around the observatory is more exposed. Then I landed my drone. Big Bear Lake sits approximately 100 miles northeast of Los Angeles, and it is 84 miles from my hometown of Orange, California. Some fun facts. Big Bear Lake is 7 miles long and about 1/2 mile wide, with a maximum depth of 72 feet, and the shoreline spans 22 miles. Bald eagles, bears, bobcats, and deer are just some of the wildlife, but I saw none. By the way, I planned this trip using a blog online that tracks California fall color. Of the 3 locations I visited, Big Bear Lake probably had the best fall color on display. This beautiful tree was by a boat launch parking lot, which I had all to myself. I went on a weekday to avoid crowds, and it worked out. Big Bear Village was mostly closed when I walked through it, which made it more peaceful and made me more comfortable taking video. Big Bear got its name because a posse, once upon a time, encountered grizzly bears in hot pursuit of a group of suspects raiding ranches from Riverside, California. Also, it was remarkable that I did not encounter a single homeless person. Random fact, tourism came to Big Bear in 1888 with its first hotel. Big Bear has a population of roughly 5,000. We cannot become what we want to be by remaining what we are. So, that is me. And those are the images dancing around my soul. Fall is a slow dance at its best. We travel initially to lose ourselves, and we travel next to find ourselves. Of course, part of the bliss is the road and the various roadside attractions along the way. And there's nothing like driving with caffeine at hand. Even the entire township of Fawnskin, California is kind of like a roadside attraction. Fawnskin has a population of 409 residents. Fawnskin was an artists' colony attracting artisans, musicians, composers, and actors from the Los Angeles area. And on this day, it attracted a scenery-loving YouTuber. Boulder Bay Park just happened to catch my eye as I was driving along the road while searching for Treasure Island. This park opened in 2010. So I believe this is Treasure Island, also known as Garston Island, also known as China Island. However, it currently is not an island thanks to the drought. Then I was off to Lake Arrowhead. Lake Arrowhead is about 25 miles from Big Bear. That is the water tower of Lake Arrowhead. Lake Arrowhead is also known as the Alps of Southern California. Lake Arrowhead Village as it exists today opened in 1981. It is 10 times larger than the original village, which dates back to 1922, when tourism came to Lake Arrowhead. The lake has a maximum depth of 185 feet and is just over 2 miles long and 1.5 miles wide. And it has 14 miles of shoreline. Maybe one day I will return to go on one of their boat tours. Then I headed to the nearby town of Blue Jay, which gave Big Bear a run for its money for best fall colors of the day. I came here for the Jensen's Finest Food Bakery. I first came on my birthday in 2020 and I loved it. This was my second visit. Jensen's Finest Foods dates back to 1940. This location opened in 1967, and that is when the bakery opened as well. This was my bakery haul. Then it was time for my final stop, Lake Gregory in Crestline, California. It may have come in last for its fall color, but this was my favorite place of the day. Lake Gregory is about 8.5 miles from Lake Arrowhead. And I must come back for sunsets and snows and whatever else this place has to offer in the future. Crestline has a population of roughly 11,000 people. Lake Gregory is quite intimate and has only about 3 miles of shoreline. Like Jensen's Finest Foods, Goodwin and Sons is another magnificent alternative to the large supermarket chains. This location opened in 1985, but Goodwin and Sons dates back to 1946 with other smaller locations. I can only imagine how much more spectacular this place would have been with reds, yellows, and oranges. But even without the abundance of color, the memories from this day are better than those from an average day at home, and these memories likely will last the rest of my life. Wait for it. My final stop was Hortencia's at the Cliffhanger. First, this was the Arrowhead Highlands Garage from 1927. Then it became Lee's Cafe and Lee's Garage in 1938. And it was renamed the Cliffhanger in 1972. They provided complimentary chips and salsa, and the salsa was actually quite good. And I bought one taco, which was actually quite good as well. I hope you enjoyed this fall excursion. Wait, did someone say magical?